Alright, so if we can have a look at the early intervention teacher choice module. So it's to understand the role and the function of the EI teachers and how they relate to our practice. I, again, hadn't had any experience with early intervention teachers as a teacher. Recently I've had a transition case, and they're amazing. They seem to have a wider view of what's happening. They're spending a lot of time with the whānau, so they really understand the background of what's happened. They've got this early childhood, like they're using Te Paraki for, I guess, their direction. And I've been really impressed with how they work. They're very forthcoming with this is how this child works in this space, and we think you should look at this, and they come through it and transition with the children. And, it's a very valuable part of the education support service.
Yeah, that's cool. Like you, I didn't have and haven't had any interaction with early intervention teachers. I wasn't aware of just how much they did in the home and sort of how far their scope of practice went into, that sort of parenting whānau based stuff. And I suppose it did sort of make me question, like, if we're working in the school space, and yes, we're getting whānau input, but we're not having necessarily direct impact in the home. Are there ways that our practice could be expanded, obviously at a systems level and above us, but like, would that make our practice more effective in the school setting? I don't know.
Yeah, like Nemi used the term the ecology of the child, and that just, it is the child and all of their environments. Like, we go in and we analyse the classroom environment, and I don't know, some of the conversations that I have with parents in the situation that we have, although it's not intended, they're obviously feeling a little judged or a little defensive, and they may give you responses that they think you want to hear rather than actually what's going on. So to get a true aspect, you need to spend time in that ecology as well. But again, that would make our cases huge.
Yeah.
And
I guess
efficiency.
that's the point, right? At the heart, they're following the people, but they, as with us, they have the student centre, but they also have their ecology, so they spend time building the whānau's support, right?
Yeah, I think a little bit, something I'd like to sort of take into my practice and talk about sort of like at a liaison level is, just kind of that general kaupapa of early intervention and the research that sits behind it around like the earlier the intervention, the better it is. So therefore, like, if we're having should we wait and see how they fit in, or like, do we need to just wait and see how they're progressing now that there's this element in place, or is that actually the right approach to be taking, or are we better off to be like, this is a problem this week, but then we're not a crisis service, so not with that lens, but just that, like, trying to remove any of that, we'll just see how they're going, kind of kaupapa.
Maybe even just having a date set of let's see
It's a
how
good
they
idea.
do for 2 weeks, or like that deadline. Not so that you come back to it in 3 months and go, actually nothing's really changed. That you actually reflect it on a scheduled date.
Yeah, I think overall the choice modules looking at interprofessional lens has been hugely valuable.
Absolutely.
So I actually contacted the early intervention teacher that I was using with this, or had worked alongside with this transition case for another case, and they've carried on the case, and I've pulled back because it was more them than me. So it's just knowing the space as well. So it's part of the ministry.
And it's that without doing it, you don't know.
No, I wouldn't
Like,
have
you
had a clue.
don't know.
So
That's cool.
It's hugely.
powerful stuff.
Commenting?